Espíritu Santo. Amén. Father, you are so close to us. And I ask you, and I pray to you with all my heart, and in union with all of these movements, that the people who are in solidarity with the immigrants, with the people who has no documents, that they do these actions with a transparent heart, in unity, sincerity, with the great heart to help the people who has not documents, and tell them that they not be afraid, that they are very close to them. Help us, Lord, to have the strength, intelligence, capacity, organization, all these elements bring in our heart and our mind, so that we are not afraid to do beautiful things in solidarity with all immigrants. Y yo le pido a Dios de todo corazón que nos ilumine, que nos dé inteligencia, nos dé sinceridad, transparencia para apoyar todo movimiento en favor de las personas que no tienen documentos y que viven con miedo en Estados Unidos. Que la Madre de Dios también nos acompañe, que nuestras iglesias sean lugares de refugio. Y yo le pido a Dios que nos bendiga diciendo en el nombre del Padre, del Hijo y del Espíritu Santo. Amén.
Thank you, Father. Now it is my privilege to introduce, the creator of the Save America movement and executive director, Mary Corcoran.
Hi everyone, my name is Mary Corcoran. I am a regular person, I'm a mom, and I'm an American. And I'm the founder of the Save America movement. The Save America movement is a nonpartisan citizens organization created in response to the rapidly escalating authoritarian threat in the United States, posed by the MAGA movement and the vacuum of coordinated, effective opposition in the United States. SAM's mission is to lead an expansive, lawful, moral, nonviolent, relentless, moral opposition to MAGA policies across every issue, everywhere, all the time. Our activities are designed to educate and activate the American public, protect American values, and ultimately uphold the Constitution and democracy in the United States. We are officially launching here in Los Angeles this Saturday at MacArthur Park at 10 a.m. with our first major activation, which is Operation Liberty, and that's what we're here to talk about today. Operation Liberty is an activation designed to bear witness and provide support to the communities that have been impacted by ICE here in the backyard in Los Angeles, which everyone around here has experienced in their day-to-day lives. And I'm so proud to be standing with the people next to me with this coalition. On this Saturday, we will unveil the Liberty Vans. These are rapid response vehicles equipped to document ICE activity in real time and support families on the ground. None of this works without you. We are seeking folks to join us this weekend, this Saturday at MacArthur Park with our coalition, with Reverend William Barber, who will be joining us. And we are also seeking volunteers to help us staff those vans. The vans will be equipped with professional videographers, but we are also seeking lawyers, chaplains, and veterans to bear witness with us as we work with rapid response networks in the community to document these activities. So today we ask you please join us, volunteer, step into this fight for justice. Operation Liberty begins on September 20th, but the work begins now. And now I'd love to welcome Pablo Alvarado.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Pablo Alvarado y trabajo como co-director de la Red Nacional de Jornaleros y Jornaleras. Good afternoon, my name is Pablo Alvarado and I work as a co-director of the National Day Labor Organizing Network. En los últimos meses nuestra organización se ha volcado, hemos puesto toda nuestra infraestructura para poder acompañar a la comunidad jornalera que busca empleo en los Home Depots y en otras esquinas. In the last months, the entire infrastructure of my organization has been dedicated to help day laborers who search for employment in front of Home Depots or other corners throughout Southern California. Nuestros corazones están rotos porque hemos visto tantas familias que se han separado y hemos visto también personas que han muerto, como Carlos Roberto Montoya Valdés, Jaime Alanis y Feri Villegas, que han muerto como resultado de estas redadas. So we come here with broken hearts because we've seen so many families being separated. We've seen workers die during these operations, such as the case of Roberto Carlos Montoya en Monrovia, Jaime Alanis en Oxnard, Silverio Villegas en Chicago recently, who died because of this kind of cruel enforcement, immigration enforcement. También he visto cómo nuestra comunidad no está sola, como estadounidenses con un corazón noble han salido y han dicho esto es incorrecto. Hombres enmascarados, armados hasta los dientes, en vehículos blindados, llegando a esquinas, a car wash, a los lugares donde lavan coches. Esto es incorrecto. Y la misma gente ha salido a documentar lo que está pasando. At the same time that this cruel immigration enforcement is taking place, Americans, decent people with conscience, have decided to come out and document what happens during this cruel immigration enforcement. And I'm sure that most of us have seen the latest polls that indicate that the public opinion about immigration is shifting in the United States in favor of immigrants. And the reason why it's shifting is because people are documenting the cruelty. And I happen to believe that most Americans disagree with that cruelty. They don't want to see that in their neighborhoods. In fact, immigrants are part of every aspect of the socioeconomic fabric of every neighborhood, not just in our state, California, but all over the country. So hemos visto cómo también la gente estadounidense de buen corazón ha salido a documentar lo que está sucediendo. Y resulta de que la opinión pública en los Estados Unidos sobre el tema migratorio está cambiando precisamente porque estas personas de buen corazón le están mostrando al país la crueldad y la gente lo está viendo. Y yo quiero creer, y creo de hecho, de que la mayoría estadounidense está en desacuerdo con este tipo de implementación de la ley migratoria. Entonces, para nosotros es una bendición poder tener los fans de la libertad que puedan ir y ser testigos de esta crueldad, y sobre todo si hay videógrafos que su trabajo es eso, documentar, pues eso nos va a ayudar mientras hacemos los casos, pues, porque cada vez que mostramos videos, eso lo usamos. Mi equipo legal, el equipo legal de nuestra organización es parte de la litigación que se está llevando a cabo, y esa es parte de los testimonios que tenemos que usar para mostrarle a los jueces que lo que están haciendo es no nada más inmoral, sino que es ilegal. So my organization's legal team is part of the litigation that's taking place, and we desperately need any documentation of this type of raids that are happening, because it's what we have to show to the judges, that it's not just immoral what's happening, but it's also unlawful. And that's why we welcome the Liberty Bands. Muchas gracias.
Now joining us is Juan Jose Gutierrez, attorney with and civil rights leader here in Los Angeles with full immigrant rights. Juan Jose.
Muchas gracias, Hilda, y muchas gracias a todos aquí. On behalf of the Full Rights for Immigrants Coalition, I would like to say that I am a proud member of the Save America movement, because I think it is so important that someone decided that we could not simply stand by while the rights guaranteed under the Constitution of the United States were trampled on and possibly destroyed. The American people need to come together as one to save the Constitution and democracy in the United States of America. None of us are going to be able to do this by ourselves. So I love the fact that the call has gone out across America, that all ethnicities, all races, the entire working class needs to come together, because only together we're going to be able to stop this very dangerous and deranged government. So nada más quiero decir que estamos muy orgullosos como Coalición Derechos Plenos para los Inmigrantes de habernos adherido, de ser parte de este movimiento para salvar a los Estados Unidos. Y queremos decir que la razón por la que nos unimos a este importantísimo movimiento político es porque lo que le está pasando a la comunidad inmigrante no lo podemos resolver los inmigrantes solamente, ni los latinos. Nos tenemos que unir todas las razas, todas las etnias y la clase trabajadora principalmente, para detener a este gobierno arbitrario que está violando la Constitución y que amenaza con destruirla. Entonces yo quiero hacer un llamado a todos los que vean estos reportajes en la prensa a que nos demos cita este próximo sábado 20 de septiembre en punto de las 10 de la mañana, no solamente para hacer acto de presencia, sino para comenzar a participar, para darnos de voluntarios y construir un ejército que apoye a los day laborers, a todo el mundo, a conformar estas brigadas, estos equipos de respuesta rápida, para documentar todo el terror que ha desatado la autoridad migratoria aquí en la ciudad de Los Ángeles, y eventualmente la están llevando al resto del país. So I want to make a quick and final call to say we must all come together on Saturday in the Southland, not just to be present, but with a deep desire and commitment to join the effort to document the cruel and illegal violation of the constitutional rights afforded to all Americans and to all residents, independently of whether or not they have documents in this nation. We have to save the Constitution. If you want to help, you're all welcome. Everybody has a job to do, and the Save America movement is a first, and I believe at this point, the greatest effort yet to bring the community together. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Gracias, Juan Jose. Now it's my distinct privilege to introduce Pastor William Smart with the Southern California Leadership Conference. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Greetings, I'm Pastor William D. Smart Jr., President and CEO of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference of Southern California. You know, one of the things that's happening, America right now is in a very terrible place. It's in a terrible place because we have terrible leadership. And it's time for we the people to rise and say, we're not going to take it anymore. One of those actions is taking place on Saturday, where we're saying, no, there's got to be another way. You cannot treat our immigrant brothers and sisters, those who are the way they're being treated, and ICE coming and separating families like that. This is still a country that yearns on the Statue of Liberty. Bring me your poor, your other masses, yearning to be set free. That is still part of our mission. That is still part of our model. So we got to call people together for Saturday, volunteer, whatever it takes to come out. Oh, you're going to get a treat. Because one of the voices of America, one of the moral compasses of America will be here, Dr. William Barber, who sticks the message to us straight, articulates what we, the masses of people, must do in a time like this. So we say, come out, be a part, volunteer, and let's get America on the right track.
That was powerful. Thank you so much, Reverend. Now it's my distinct privilege to introduce Alberta Cardona with comunidades del sureste. Perdón.
Hola, buenas tardes a todos. Antes que nada quiero darle las gracias a mis hermanos, my sisters and my brothers. Thank you for coming. We really appreciate it. All you here, thank you for support. A people, immigrant people, thank you very much. Quiero darle las gracias a mis hermanos y hermanas que están aquí atrás, apoyando a toda la comunidad migrante, porque hermanos, estamos siendo criminalizados y no es justo. Somos personas que venimos a sacar a este país adelante. Somos personas honestas, trabajadoras, y no le venimos a quitarle trabajo a nadie tampoco, porque la mano de obra del inmigrante es valiosa. Por ellos tenemos comida en nuestra mesa, por nuestros hermanos agricultores, los hermanos que trabajan en los hoteles, los que cuidan sus hijos, los que cuidan sus padres, los que alimentan cocinando en su casa, limpiando su casa. No somos criminales. Por eso, hermanos, los estamos invitando a que se unan a este movimiento para este sábado 20 de septiembre en el Parque MacArthur Park. Únase al movimiento Salvemos América, porque todos somos americanos y todos tenemos derechos. Así de que, por favor, únase a este movimiento este sábado 20 de septiembre en el Parque MacArthur Park, porque tenemos fuerza, tenemos voz, compañeros. ¡Sí se puede! ¿Se puede? ¡Sí se puede! ¿Se puede? ¡Sí se puede! 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 Gracias.
Gracias, qué hermoso discurso. That was beautiful. Now, Mario Beltran, who's been distributing food in the Southeast, is also an activist in the Southeast cities with the Southeast Leadership Network. Thank you, Mario, for being here.
Thank you. Well, it's a great honor and pleasure to be here on behalf of the Southeast Leadership Network. We are a community-based organization run by volunteers for the last 20 years. We have focused primarily on helping dreamers apply and renew their DACA application. To this date, we've completed over 8,500 DACA applications and renewals completely free of charge. We believe that this country, it's a great place to live. Those young men and women who are now professionals working hard to contribute to this country are testament to that. I'm an immigrant from El Salvador. I fled with my family the civil war and the violence that I saw under, unstable disorganized, violent country. We went to Mexico, that welcomed us with open arms, and then eventually came here to the US, thank God, with the privilege of documents. That is not the case for most people, a lot of people in my community. And that's why we work very hard to protect the dream that this country represents to us of our families. And in this process, we've met amazing people, especially in the last few months. People that also share the same respect for the Constitution, for freedom of expression, for empathy and compassion, and the decency that this society has afforded us. And that's why we're working very hard to protect it. So I'm very happy to see that the Save America movement campaign and coalition is in full force. We're happy to join. We want you to please come and join the movement this Saturday at 10 a.m. in MacArthur Park so that we can continue enjoying living in such a beautiful country. Mi nombre es Mario Beltrán, soy cofundador de la Red de Liderazgo del Sureste de Los Ángeles. Somos una organización de voluntarios que por los últimos 20 años ha estado trabajando a favor de la comunidad migrante, especialmente los jóvenes Dreamers, DACA. Y estamos muy contentos de ser parte de esta coalición que nos está ayudando a proteger los derechos, la libertad, la Constitución y el privilegio de vivir en este país. Venimos a contribuir, venimos a trabajar y en este proceso nos hemos encontrado con gente maravillosa de todos los grupos étnicos, todas las comunidades que nos están ayudando a proteger la Constitución, el derecho a la libertad de expresión y la seguridad en la que vivimos en este país. Es que los invitamos a ser parte de esta gran campaña, el Movimiento para Salvar América, este sábado a las 10 de la mañana en el Parque MacArthur, donde se va a lanzar las camionetas que van a estar monitoreando y documentando todo lo que experimentamos los migrantes que estamos siendo víctimas de estas redadas inhumanas, inconstitucionales y violentas. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Mario. That was beautiful. Now it is my distinct privilege to introduce Bishop Barber's team with the repairs of the breach, who are going to be reading a statement. I can ask Clinton Wright, Danielle Holmes, and Madison Ashley to step up to the podium. I do want to highlight that they're going to be calling and they're organizing all the churches and religious leaders throughout Southern California and particularly here in Los Angeles. So they're going to be not just calling all denominations, but also visiting some of the churches. So I want you to get familiar with them and please return their phone call. I think everybody highlighted this is a movement. We're just getting started. $170 billion are going to be made available come October 1st. I don't think we've seen anything yet. We don't know what is to come October 1st. So thank you. With that, I would like to introduce Madison Ashley.
Thank you so much, Hilda. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We are Danielle Holmes, Madison Ashley, and Clinton Wright, National Senior Social Justice Organizers with Repairs of the Breach. We bring greetings from our President and Senior Lecturer, the Bishop William J. Barber II. We are gathered here this afternoon in a time of great mourning because the breaches of society have opened so wide that some are choosing to wake up each day with one thing on their mind. They are thinking about how many people they are going to hurt. And as the prophets have taught us to do, we must repair these breaches by building up new foundations from the bottom up. We must register our lament in the streets, and we must mourn with and among those most impacted by the fractured divisions plaguing our communities, because our government insists on funding death, destruction, and division. This is the work we do across this country, and we are honored, y'all. We are honored to do it with people of faith and moral conviction who stand strong in the nonviolent tradition of America's moral fusion movements. We are here in Los Angeles because this community has demonstrated incredible discipline in moral resistance to a military occupation and raids by masked agents who are disappearing people, who are disappearing our brothers and sisters. We've come to help shine a light both on this injustice and on the powerful moral resistance that this community has organized. We are not in a crisis of left versus right. We are in a crisis of civilization, a moral crisis, a crisis of democracy itself. This is not the first time Americans have faced authoritarianism. We are the heirs of people who taught us the power of nonviolence. We are here together because it is our time now. We invite you to join us for a mass meeting for moral witness this Friday evening at 7 p.m. at McCarty Memorial Christian Church, and we look forward to seeing you at 10 a.m. on Saturday at MacArthur Park. Let's shine the light of truth. Let's get organized. Let's stand together in the power of nonviolence. We can't and we won't be silent anymore.
Forward together.
Not one step back.
Forward together.
Not one step back.
Forward together.
Not one step back. Adelante juntos y ni un paso atrás. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. This concludes our program. Again, don't forget to sign up at our website at saveamerica.com. Please register so that you get the best seats in the house. And most importantly, you know, as
The SaveAmericaMovement.org.
I'm sorry, saveamericamovement.org. Thank you. Se puede registrar, por favor, en nuestra página de internet en el saveamericamovement.org y por favor regístrese para tener los mejores asientos en el evento del sábado. Y more importantly, just to conclude, as the bishop's team just mentioned, this is not a Republican issue, this is not a Democrat issue, this is a moral issue. So if you believe that the Constitution of the United States needs to be protected, please sign up. Again, saveamericamovement.org. Si usted cree que la Constitución de los Estados Unidos tiene que ser protegida, entonces regístrese al saveamericamovement.org, porque solo el pueblo salva el pueblo. Gracias, and we're going to open it up for Q&A, and my colleagues Alex and Mayra are going to help. ¿Se puede? Sí se puede. ¿Se puede? Sí se puede. Sí se puede.
Sí se puede. Sí se puede. Sí se puede. Sí se puede.
Does anybody have questions, or do you guys want to go?
More than a few.
Okay, all right, go ahead. Ms. Corcoran.
Right, first of all, the idea of these vehicles that you're going to be putting out there, you got 3 of those things. I'm looking at the specs on those. Those aren't exactly cheap. How much is this effort costing? Where are you getting these vehicles from? Who's back?
So,
Don't worry about that. Get down to the podium,
okay.
get clear to the mics there. Yeah.
yes.
Go ahead.
So we've been raising money through low-dollar donors to support this effort, and we've purchased the vehicles as cheaply as we can, searching for used vehicles and things of that nature. Not entirely sure how much the entire thing is costing, but we've raised money from many folks. We have over 100,000 donors who donated to this effort from all around the United States.
You've got a lot of high tech in here. I'm looking at all this stuff. Some of my colleagues have done this stuff here. You're talking $50,000 or $60,000 per vehicle, probably in the minimum on this thing. Like I said, you're getting all that from low-end donors.
Yep. Our average donation is $28.
Are there any major donors, major ones that you care to
Not yet,
identify?
but we would love some.
So the idea also, beyond the idea of unveiling what these vehicles will be, is you're going to ask for volunteers to be a part of your action. Is education going to be a serious because you want to observe what's going on with ICE, but there's a invasion and interference with what they're doing? Is this going to be, in addition to an unveiling, a literal volunteer effort and a teach-in to say there's a line you don't cross when you're doing this stuff.
100%. Everyone who's on the vans will be trained with the repairers and others on de-escalation, non-violence. The idea is to have zero interaction with anything that's going on. The idea is to bear witness and video.
What's the intelligence network you're going to use to get when you're talking about ICE? Because ICE quite literally goes in there and, you know, they move quick and they're in and they're out.
We're going to rely on communities,
on the community intelligence network. In other words, we're very interested and we're going to follow up on any information that reaches us about where an immigration raid is taking place, because we want to go there, bear witness to what's happening, and let the rest of the country what this government is doing in its name. Number one, and number two, the teams that have been described this afternoon about who's comprising the rapid deployment teams, attorneys, clergy, psychologists, etc., is for the purpose precisely of trying to avoid confrontation, misunderstanding, and violent problems. I mean, we're there to be a tool of the community that's already fighting to protect the rights, the constitutional and legal rights of immigrants. We have no aim whatsoever. We have no desire to cause problems. And I want to underscore that, and anything that anybody says that deviates from that is an absolute misrepresentation of what this movie is all about.
Once you've got this information, though, if these raids happen, what do you intend to do with this video and the things like that?
Yeah, we'll be sharing it through various partners and news media of interest, and sharing the stories that are happening here in LA across the United States.
Is it designed to assist in litigation?
Potentially, yes.
Potentially?
Yeah, maybe Pablo can answer that. Pablo.
Well, I'm not a lawyer, but yes, whatever documentation that we can get that can be useful in the court to show not just the cruelty of the enforcement, but the immorality of it, and how unlawful it is to snatch people from sidewalks without asking questions. If that is what the footage that people get is useful for, well, is welcome. But from our standpoint, it's already happened. Wherever they go, any bystander who sees what happens, pull out their phones, they start filming. Those images are out there. Obviously, we want people to do it orderly, peacefully, and lawfully, without interfering with whomever they are, because oftentimes we don't know who they are.
You're looking, though, for a higher level, if you would, not just the average person, you know, using on the phone.
Correct.
By using high tech here, by using trained personnel, you're hoping for a higher standard of whatever information you're going to be gathering down the line, right?
Correct.
I have a general question for Pablo. You saw the decision taken by the Supreme Court allowing the application of a racial profile. Do you believe that with these efforts, defending the community, you will get something that can go back to justice and humanity of the Constitution of the United States to everyone in this country?
Well, look, when the courts make decisions based on stereotypes and labels, the courts lose their legitimacy. So, and that is exactly what's happening with the Supreme Court in this case. It doesn't mean that we don't believe in the judicial system, precisely because we want to save it, is that we want to engage more in the judicial system, because it's one of the few weapons that we have to peacefully defend our community.